The Life of Chuck, a movie about a guy dealing with the last days of the end of the world. Oh wait, The Life of Chuck, a movie about a middle-aged accountant who just wants to dance. No, wait, The Life of Chuck, a movie about a boy who learns how to dance from his grandmother and how to do math from his grandfather. Let's fix this. The movie starts off in Act 3. This tells you right away that the movie isn't going to be played in a sequential order. In fact, the movie is played in reverse. We go Act 3, then 2, then 1. Now, while this is a novel idea and it does add a little bit of tension to the movie, it's not exactly executed well. If you played the movie Act 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3, you get the same story either way. There's nothing unique that you gain from the movie by watching it backwards. Now, by all means, this was still a good movie, but I think we can make it better. So in Act 3, we follow Marty as we walk through the last days of the end of the world. We see how people react to earthquakes, floods, no internet, and we get the picture that everything's coming to an end. And the whole time we're thinking, who the hell is Chuck? Now this is really spooky, but do we gain anything from this? Well, at the end of Act 3, we do get the reveal that Chuck is actually the universe? Well, everyone is living in his universe, I guess, in his head. And as he dies, everything else goes with him. In Act 2, we get to see Chuck dancing, and we're told that he really enjoys it. But it's not until Act 1 that everything's explained. We're told that Chuck loves dancing because he learned it from his grandmother. And we're told that he becomes an accountant in the future because his grandfather taught him that math is really important. Now, if the movie played out from Act 1 to Act 3, we would have all this context beforehand, which would make the impact of Act 2 much more significant, since we would be shown that even though Chuck chose a life as an accountant, he's still very fond of dancing. So here's what I propose. Let's just start with Act 1. Everything plays out just like it did in the movie, except when we get to this scene. And pause. If we stop short here, we get the mystery of not knowing what Chuck saw in that room. And like his grandfather said,
it's the waiting, Chuck. That's the hard part.
We have to wait to see what Chuck saw. Now we'll play Act 2. We see Chuck living his life as an accountant. We spend the whole day dancing with some new friends he just made. Here we can see that although he followed his grandfather's advice, his love for dance never left him. We also then find out that Chuck is dying, and even though the narrator tells us that he doesn't yet know that he's sick, we get the hint that maybe he does know actually. Cut to Act 3. Now we get to see everything in Act 3 play out the same way as before. Except this time, we're familiar with all the characters that show up. We would still get the same, oh look, it's that person, oh look, it's that person, but this time we're not quite sure where it's going. Because now when we see Chuck's name on a billboard, we recognize who this is, and it leaves us wondering, how is he 39 years old, but none of the people in his life have aged? The movie continues to play until we get to... And now when the movie plays the scene where we see Chuck sitting on the hospital bed, we finally get that realization moment that, oh, it's all in his head. All these people are living in the multitudes within him. It's the culmination of everything we've been told from Act 1 through Act 3. But this time we have a bit more impact because it's been told to us multiple times. So you still get that moment of realization, but I feel like in this context it's a lot more impactful. Also this time, instead of ending on the scene with Marty and his ex-wife, we could let the scene of Chuck in the hospital bed play out and cut to this scene where we see a younger Chuck being shown his future, his end. Now everything ties together and our wait has ended. So the way the story plays out this time, we get to see Chuck live out his life as a child, we get to see Chuck as an adult, and then we get to see the end of the multitudes within him. And at the very end, we get a reveal of what Chuck saw in the attic. And just like that, the grandfather's words actually become significant, because the hardest part was waiting to find out what Chuck saw in the attic up until the end. And roll credits.